Okay, so hey everybody, welcome back to the Adroit's TT Esports Dota 2 Weekly. This is going to be a quarterfinal matchup between Hellomoto and BZ. And we have just loaded in. As always, I'm Basekip bringing you guys this game, and a reminder as always that you should be supporting both Adroit's and TT Esports for the duration of this tournament, since they've been both very gracious in organizing and sponsoring the prizes. So if you want to support Adroit's, their website is adroits.net. You can find a whole bunch of links to all of their various social media outlets. And TT Esports are at TT Esports on Twitter and facebook.com/TT Esports. So yeah, big thanks to those guys. And that's going to be it as far as introductions go. We're getting straight underway with the draft. It's Hellomoto over on the Radiant side with BZ over on the Dire. We've got a Shadow Demon and a Magnus Band, in fact, from Hellomoto, with a Wisp, with a Coddle and Nyx band out by the Dire. We're going to have a Wisp and CK now picked up, so Batride already taken, and frankly some interesting heroes making it through into the pool, so we'll see how this works out as far as the overall game is concerned. Definitely some interesting pickups here, and I mean, not necessarily throne bans from Hellomoto, but some slightly less common ones in the Shadow Demon and the Magnus. So we'll see how it works out for them. We'll see how it all works out in this game fairly soon. Okay, so let's think about what's still left in the pool, what's still interesting. Most of our standard bans have sort of been removed. Darkseer is still there. If Hellomoto would like to run that on the offlane, though, given that CK and Wisp are going to be on the, well, more than likely, at the defensive tri-lane, he can have a couple of problems there. There is just so much combined stun between a Wisp and a Chaos Knight to bring down a Darkseer, so we'll have to see if that's going to be the selection. Again, CK and Wisp do bring a lot of versatility and a lot of flexibility to your lineup as well. You can run them as a duo mid, which is actually fairly good against Batrider, so we shall have to see. Unfortunately, they are on the Dire side, so they're not going to be able to run a duo mid and do mid pulling or anything like that. And Darkseer is going to be the selection here pretty much regardless from Hellomoto, along with a Venomancer. So interesting to see the Venom so early on. We might see an offensive tri-lane from them. As always, Wisp is quite weak against really aggressive pressure. It doesn't really bring too much to a defensive tri-lane. CK complements his weaknesses nicely. But with really aggressive heroes like a Venomancer, and then whatever the potential +2 is going to be for the Radiant side right now, they might be able to get in with this offensive tri-lane. We do have a Bane pickup right now from BZ, so another nice support, another nice fairly defensive support as well, and a support that's fantastic at locking down the Darkseer if he's going to be on that offlane soloing against 3. So we're going to have a Lone Druid now banned out. There is maybe offensive tri-lane potential for the Dire side right now, though not really expecting to see it. Both teams currently looking, well, the Radiant side currently looking for a support and then a primary farmer, while the Dire are just looking for their 2 solos. So we're going to have a Lone Druid and a Storm Spirit banned out. Nyx now removed as well. So just trying to remove those aggressive options, and the Nyx, always a nice ban, especially against CK Wisp, since if you can get your hands on the Nyx, it pretty much makes the opposing team's carry nigh on ungankable, because the Nyx just between Rage and Infest can waste all of your time as far as CK Wisp relocate ganks go. Interesting, in fact, to see the Luna, I think, more motivated by the potential for an offensive tri-lane than the potential for her to be a safe lane carry, since she's extraordinarily easy to gank as far as carries are concerned for the CK Wisp. So as far as aggressive support still left in the pool, there are still both a Visage and a Undying remaining, so some really strong tri-lane versus tri-lane heroes there for the Radiant side, and they've already got 2 of the best solos in the game between the Batrider and the Darkseer, so if they do run an offensive tri-lane, it's going to be heavily in their favor, and I think that it's probably going to be the option here. And going for an Enchantress as well, so another really strong, aggressive early pickup. We could even see a bit of duo roam from them, potentially leaving the Darkseer up on the offlane and then just grabbing a reasonably independent carry for the offlane. And with a Clockwork pickup, that could be the case. He's reasonably strong in a lot of 1v1 situations, but doesn't really like to be against a strong solo. So we'll see how this is going to work out for BZ right now. He could be run on mid, which is going to give him a slightly nicer matchup, but against both the Batrider and the Darkseer, he has a pretty tough time. He's okay against Bat if he can sort of bounce him back with the cogs early on, but Bat can always just fly over the top. So there's not a whole lot of kill potential going the Clockwork's way in that matchup. And I'm really interested to see what the last pickup is going to be here for Hellomoto. Wouldn't be too surprised to see a Juggernaut, in fact, given they do have Venomancer, and he's obviously a really nice aggressive combo with the Veno. Also, by virtue of having that spin, makes you a lot less prone to being ganked by the CK Wisp. So it's potentially going to be that. They wouldn't be too surprised to see something a little bit more standard from Hellomoto right now. And the Dire Shot's going to round us off with another solo ban. Another solo pickup, and it's actually going to be an anti-mage, so I guess it's going to be a safe lane, semi-solo anti-mage. Darkseer going to be on the off lane, and then Batrider more than likely on mid. That leaves Enchantress and Venomancer to just sort of roam around a little bit. For the Dire side, more than likely just going to be the defensive tri-lane up on top, Puck heading towards mid, and Clockwork going to be on that off lane. And we're going to be able to get underway in just a second. And this time around, I will hopefully remember to change my overlay. So welcome to the game, guys. Over on the side of BZ, we're going to have Lelouch playing the Clockwork. Sunlight is going to be on the Chaos Knight. We've got Kappa playing the Puck. Norman Pro is on the Bane, and Manifest is playing that Wisp. Over on the side of Hellomoto, we have Petrico playing the Batrider. We've got Noob Like You playing the Darkseer. Imba Krostovak is going to be on the Antimage. Jazabella is on the Enchantress, and that leaves I.Mighty. I clarified this last week to play the Venomancer. So if anyone's wondering what's going on the map right now, that's actually my co-caster's view. I can in theory snap to that using a console command, but I don't have it bound right now, so hopefully that's not too distracting. I don't think there's anything I can do to disable it. But it's always nice because it gives you a reference on where your co-caster's camera is if you have a co-caster. For now, it's just one of the admins who's in the slot listening. So looks like we potentially are going to have the Venomancer and the Enchantress playing aggressively, at least to start us off. Norman Pro will spot the movement from Jazabella right now. So this ward is up on the high ground, but I don't know if it'll be lasting too long. We've already got an Obd and a Sentry used down on the bottom lane. Very defensively from the Dire side right now, suspecting that early ganks could be coming from the Enchantress and the Venomancer. And we do actually have a smoke up as well, so the Sentry, not wasted, it will be able to provide the Puck with at least a bit of protection for this first 3 minutes.
Double damage.
And our Zero Urn is a double damage picked up by Norman Pro. Immediately throws an Observer Ward and a Sentry down onto the low ground. I'm not sure what he's looking for with this Sentry, since I believe he saw the Enchantress earlier, though he may not have. Mighty comes in, but Norman fairly fast on that Bane to start things off, so that's not really going to connect. And now the Irradiant side can make their way up towards this top lane. Our bot matchup is going to be a Clockwork against Anti-Mage. We've got the first point up in the cogs for Clock, which is always nice to have. It's 50 mana for both an 80 health burn and 80 mana drain, so works out really well for Lelouch there. He's not going to have a fantastic time against Imba, who's actually gone for the first point up. The first point up in the mana break, so just immediately starting to harass the Clockwork. So nobody's really going to have too much mana down in this bottom lane, but Antimate should be fine. He's even been pooled a little bit of regen, as you can see, so it should be fine down in this bottom lane. And Radiant side getting in position to try and go aggressive up on this top lane. They push in. Everybody else, well, all of the Dire side just hiding underneath the tower right now, and they come in. The Venomous Gale connects on the Wisp, using the tether already just for bonus move speed instead of being able to try and escape. And Noob Like You walks in, but just gets Nightmare. He's outside of the range of the tower right now, and Sunlight only with a level 1 stun, not going to be doing too much. And looks like we're actually going to have a little bit of wave cutting right now from Hellomoto, and the Skeletons just continuously tanking. We've got some pings going out on Jazabella. But the troll still walks in, but meanwhile on bot, Imba Krastovak solo kills the Clockwork, but we've still got more action happening up on this top lane. Manifest now tethers himself across, but the Venomous Gale connects through. Sunlight manages to get the Reality Rift. Oh, Reality Rift off. Does manage to stun up Mighty there, but the Wisp dies first. Mighty still juking, running around. Sunlight fairly low. Trees cut down. The troll still blocking. Norman gets stunned up one more time. Jezebel, the creep's just going to work on him. All of the Radiant side so extraordinarily low. We get a tether stun up on Mighty. Dragged off by the Bane. You can pull that off immediately using the sub skill. So it will be one kill going the way of the dire side on top, and actually on mid, Kapa manages to solo kill the Batrider, so Petrico potentially making a little bit of a mistake there. Looks like he went in really aggressively, and the puck still with 10 wand charges up as well, so bot lane working out well for the Radiant side. Mid lane they lose a kill. Puck to Batrider, I'm not sure exactly how that happened. Meanwhile, there was a big dive happening up on top, and Jezebel now with a smoke, the Hellbear walking its way through, and we do now have level 2 up on all of the heroes on the top lane as well, at least on the dire side, so that's really nice for them to have, especially since they do now have the, well, even level 3 up in the Chaos Knight, the reality of to tether the to trigger the tether stun. So Kapa, regen rune up for him, already has his bottle, so playing pretty aggressively, willing to trade at least a couple of hits to start things off. And Imba, with that first blood drawn down in the bottom lane, already has his ring of health picked up, so Lilich needs to be really careful down on bot lane, and I think at this point he's going to be driven out completely and just forced to soak experience. And when he's behind, he's behind 2 levels pretty much, about a level and a half, and the anti-mage can just play really aggressively on him right now. Since he doesn't have any mana, there's nothing that he can do, no tricks that he can pull out of his hat to try and win back the lane. And as I say that, Imba is already diving, needs a couple more right clicks. He doesn't actually have blink up right now. We've got a salve popping off for the clockwork, and Imba actually fairly low. We've got a stun going out on Jezebel. Looks like Sunlight reality earthed his way down onto the low ground. We do have the Venomous Scale connecting on 2. Sunlight trying to find a little bit of space. The Spirits are doing some good damage. Jezebel dropping low. The micro actually being used on the creeps right now. Nice stun, nice clap, and now Sunlight in trouble, just trying to walk himself away. Jukes in, walks straight back into the noob like you. Nice block in by the Radiant side, and a triple kill right now for the Darkseers. So a 2-kill lead in favor of the Radiant side, and both bot and top working out fantastically at this point. Losing 3 heroes in a 3-1 wipe, like what just happened up on top lane, means that this tri lane is pretty much over. I mean, Darkseer now up to level 5, Mighty up to level 4, and I mean, Bane's still down at level 2, so it's extraordinarily difficult. Unfortunately, fortunately for them, they managed to kill the Enchantress before she managed to soak up any experience. Form and Earnest just spawned up on top, and Petrico looks like he's going to be fine to grab that one, and now just using the haste to run circles around Kapa, who's just standing his ground, actually right-clicking the Elusive Orb might connect, jaunts himself across, and did he actually find that kill? Not quite. Petrico still on the run, hasted, fireflied. We had Sunlight come in towards mid, but Petrico, I thought that auto attack was going to finish him off, but makes his escape and gets the kill. So we've got the CK and the Wisp making a movement towards mid lane. Really well played by the puck, but not quite able to get that kill. I think he potentially missed up onto the high ground there. We've already got the tier 1 tower taken by Moto up on top, and it's already looking pretty grim. Imba finds another solo kill down on the clockwork on bot, using the Mana Void for that one, and I mean, yeah, it's really not looking promising. They don't have great defensive heroes, and they don't have great defensive heroes early on either. Bane and Wisp both very level dependent, and all they can do right now is just sit right on top of the Chaos Knight and try and secure a little bit of farm for him. Kapa might be able to get some stuff done around the map, but Petrico doing a good job so far, and is now up to level 6, so he's got that lasso ready to go. And while we did have that first kill picked up by the puck on mid, Petrico now straight back in it as far as XP and farm are concerned. Though actually puck leading quite heavily right now, so Kapa doing a really good job. Busy considering going aggressive right now, but Jezebella just waiting down here and just forced to hug the tier 2 tower. Centaur comes in for a second. All these trees cut down. Manifest, not a whole lot left for him. We've got the reality of going off, but no tether stun. Bad timing there. And now the Ion Shell creep chasing forward. Stun does not connect, but the Venomous Gale does. And now the Ion Shell, double Ion Shell, just melting the Bane. Mighty in a little bit of trouble. Petrico comes in, immediately grabs the 3-stack puck, now 4-stack. And Kapa just going to try and jaunt himself away, but straight back into the fire. Still 5 stacks. Going to try and kill off Mighty. He will drop. Petrico just running straight over the top of this fight. Ion Shelled up as well. Manifest in trouble. Going to get Flame Breaks back into the waiting arms of Hellomoto, and that's going to be a double kill picked up by the Batrider. So nice play by them so far. A 6-kill lead. Clockwork comes up, but he's only level 5. Not a whole lot that he can do. And it looks like Hellomoto just going to be fine to escape, though. Norman Pro still looking for a little bit of action. Unfortunately, no hook shot up just yet on the Clockwork, and Sunlight being body blocked a little bit by these creeps. So it looks like Jezebel going to be fine to run himself out. And it is only 6 minutes into the game. so far. So we've had a lot of action already happening. Norman Pro and Kappa. Venomous Gale does actually connect on the puck, and Petrico now Surge, now Ion Shell does get Nightmared, but just look at the damage just from standing completely stationary. Nightmare wears off. Lulu trying to buy a little bit of space, but Petrico right over the top gets pushed forward a little bit there. And I'm still watching this kill. We jump straight across, and Sunlight actually able to go on the aggressive, and 2 dead right now in Hellomoto. They're looking for Mighty. They get the 1-second stun. Manifest does have another tether ready to go. Venomous Gale, but that's all they're going to be able to get. And these fairly high-level heroes now giving the experience back to the dire side. So looking a little bit less, well, looking a little bit less bad for them, though. They're committing 5 to every fight, and the Anti-Mage is just happily farming away down on bot and easily double the CS of the next closest farmer on the map. So we'll see what the what the dire side is going to be able to do about this Anti-Mage. I mean, we've got some things going out on him right now from the Radiant. Jezebella not quite level 6 just yet, so probably going to see him just do a little bit of jungling for the time being. And right now, Mighty and Noob Like You just making their way back up towards top. So a brief respite for the Dire. Bane trying to find a couple of levels for himself. And Petrico just waiting at the rune. 8-minute rune is 8 double damage. Lilich comes down towards top, but Imba does actually have the Mana Void ready to go. There's a tower deny, blink forward, Mana Void. He's got no mana left, but looks like the Anti-Mage is going to leave him alone this time. So tower gets denied, nicely played there by the Clockwork. And TP's heading up towards top. Norman Pro in trouble. Sunlight comes in, 4-second stun right on the bat. And right off the bat, Noob Like You, only the level 1 vacuum ready to go, so just going to be backing themselves out right now. We've got Manifest walking his way towards top, double damage pops for Petrico, and still applying the pressure. Jezebella walks straight into the CK Wisp, pops off the Spirit, still surviving for now, but is the burst damage going to be enough? Still walking himself away. Petrico comes in, nice flame break, Puck jumps through, Dreamcoil ready to go, but Jezebella still fairly high on health. Dreamcoil down on 2, Mighty in trouble, looks like he will drop, still just juking around for now, but the Mana Void from Imba pops 1, still in the middle of this fight, chasing after Sunlight. Wants a second kill. Blink ready to go. Flame break over the top. By Puck. Kapar rejoins the fight. Liluch. Nice tether stun there. They will be able to kill off the Enchantress. And now the Cogs fly out. Imba on the retreat. Petrico walking himself away as well. So the Puck buyback gets them a little bit of space. We don't have the hookshot available anymore for the Clockwork. So it looks like everyone's going to be fine to disengage. And looks like Imba maybe even considering jumping back up onto that high ground, but tier 1 tower is still there, so perhaps a little bit of a deterrent, but it's just constant teamfight Dota right now. Sunlight comes in, gonna be able to Reality Rift a creep back. Jezebel, 4-second stun up on him, almost goes down. The Spirit's doing a lot of damage there. Petrico right in the middle of this fight. They're still fighting underneath the tower. Ion Shell up on him. Whole bunch of Firefly damage down on the ground. So Manifest still dropping low. One more tether stun flies through. Got a 2-second stun up on Petrico, being bursted down, and Hellomoto just being picked to pieces. Only a 3-kill advantage. Venomous Gale goes out along with the Poison Nova, but Mighty immediately cogs, and Hellomoto just coming into this fight one by one, being picked off, and Imba decides that he's had enough of fighting. He's just going to go back to farming down on bot, but a very convincing couple of minutes for the Dire side. And while it is about a 5k gold and experience lead in favor of Hellomoto right now, they are finding a couple of levels and finding them on the heroes that matter as well. Sunlight now with level 7 and Manifest up to level 6. Unfortunately, the relocate shouldn't really be able to kill off the Anti-Mage since he does have Blink, but we'll see. Maybe a double Spirit, double tether relocate gank might be enough to kill him off. Unfortunately, Kappa not going to have his first item up for a very long time, especially with that buyback. Meanwhile, Petrico actually died before he was able to buy his Blink. We get the relocate flying in towards mid. Jezebel, the target, immediately the Reality Rift. Going to die already. Petrico managing to drag Sunlight away, but gets stunned up. Puck jumps through, and now Mighty wants to kill Kappa. Tower smacking away on him as well. Relocate will send both Mana Feast and Sunlight back to base in just a second, but 1-for-1 the trade, and the Enchantress in exchange for the Puck. A trade that Hellomoto are actually going to be happy to make any day of the week. And Imba on mid, looks like he just denied his own GG branch. Maybe just making a little bit of space for a TP and the broadsword right now. Lilich comes in to try and stall out a little bit. We've got a disconnect from the Puck. We haven't had a pause just yet from the Dire side, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I won't intervene yet, and Sunlight will now pause. Pause going to reconnect in just a second. And as far as what's happening on this middle lane right now, we've got 3 moving around the side. There is a Radiant Ward down here keeping an eye on this. They don't actually have vision in these trees right now, but they have to have an inkling of who's made their way down towards this bottom lane, so we'll see how this all works out in just a second. Anti-Mage, it's only 12 minutes into the game. He's only one component away from his Battle Fury, so 4-0-1 his score. Already starting to get a little bit out of hand. 5.7k net worth as well. Petrico slowed down a little bit as far as the blink is concerned, though if they manage to give him this tower last hit, he should pretty much have that one finished up. And Noob Like You just making his way towards what appears to be a mech at the moment. And worth noting as well, Jezebella does now have level 6, so that impetus is up and ready to go. Kapa's going to respawn in just a second, but going to be forced to invest even more gold into a TP to try and make his way towards this middle lane. And looks like Hellomoto ready to go. Norman Pro, he's on bot, he doesn't have a TP, he needs to walk his way towards mid as quickly as he can, but just farming for now. So looks like DZ happy with their position, and Noob Like You is actually going to make his way up towards top to try and force some TPs out, so Hellomoto will decide to back themselves out. Probably just waiting around for the Blink Dagger up on the bat, and I mean, Anti-Mage is in no rush as far as this game is concerned. He's going to become monstrous very, very quickly, and as you can see, the 3 farmers on the side of Hellomoto are leading right now. We've got Manafeast and Sunlight making their way down into the Radiant jungle, but the stun flies out. Was disjointed by Imba. I don't think you can actually disjoint the CK stun, or the change is made that it's now semi-undisjointable. Anyway, Sunlight and Manafeast still chasing. They still want this kill. There's the reality of the stun going to be up in just a second. There's a 3-second stun. They need another set of spirits, and they're going to be able to find that kill. Imba Kostovak now throwing out a whole bunch of pings. We've got the tether, we've got the grab back on mid. Bat already going for the abduction, and the Cogs not really doing too much there. Jezebel gets to slow out. Manifest. He does have a tether up. They need this bonus boost speed. Norman Pro. There's a vacuum back, and there's the tether stun. Fiend Script goes out on Noob Like You. Looks like he's going to drop. Flame Break knocks the Wisp down into the low ground. Kapa joins the fight. Dream Call down. Connect on 2. Petrico forced to break that one there. And now just trying to make his escape, but a 2-second stun. The CK Wisp just wreaking havoc. Diving the tower a little bit. Norman Pro still here. He's got the Brain Sap ready to go. Doesn't need to use it. Throws out the Brain Sap. Kills Mighty and all of Hellomoto. Now dead. What a couple of minutes for the Dire side. And Norman Pro coming out of nowhere with level 6. I mean, he was just getting a little bit of farm down on bot last time we saw him before all of the fighting began. But really nicely played, and Hellomoto, they were off to a great start, but showing that they do still need to be pretty cautious about the progress of this game, so I think it's serious faces for them right now. We've got 25 seconds away from the next Flaming Lasso, so going to be hopefully able to get a kill off with that. TP is now heading towards mid, trying to force the Dire side back, playing a little bit of chicken right now. Petrico comes in, gets the Flame Break across on Sunlight, vacuum back from Noob Like You. But the rest of the Radiant side just a little bit far away. Venomous Scale doesn't connect on anything Norman Pro, just jumping out of the way there, so it's a 4v4 standoff on mid. Imba Kostovak just farming down on bot, applying some pressure, though Sunlight and Manafeast making their way down right now, and the double damage up for the Wisp as well. And Sunlight comes in, Imba is just going to wait off to the side. We've got a dive on Puck on mid, who actually has a haste turn, or the last few seconds of it, so looks like he's going to be fine to escape. And Petrico now just bottling himself back to full health. And Sunlight, we've got the relocate up towards top. They kill off Noob Like You. Sorry about that one, guys. But sorry about missing that one, guys. But yeah, straight back to the bottom lane, where Imba is actually still waiting in the trees for them to leave so that he can pressure again. But wasting quite a bit of time. Petrico up towards top. Lilich doesn't really have that much. He's walking back towards the tower right now, in fact. Gets slowed down, and I think this is a pretty dead Clockwork at the moment. Jukes a little bit, but there's a Venomancer ward to give some vision, and just trying to buy as much time as he possibly can. The Venomancer actually getting the last hit there. Anti-Mage still waiting in the trees right now. We have a smoke popped. Imba should actually be able to reveal this one. He says, "Hello, I'm here. I'm gonna blink. I'm gonna waste your reality rift. I'm gonna waste your smoke gank." And they try to get him right now. They get the vision from the spirits. There's the reality rift, but it doesn't actually cancel TPs. And Sunlight finds himself in the middle of the trees, so the spirits very quickly just going to cut those down. Imba TPs himself towards mid, trying to finish up that Battle Fury, and the timing looking less impressive now with that death slowing him down quite a bit. Sunlight and Manifest make their way down towards bot. Relocate going to be up in just a second as well, so we'll keep an eye out for that one. Around the map, we've got the lasso and the blink dagger up for the Batrider, so hopefully going to be able to find a kill with that, especially with the Surge on the Darks here. It's so easy to abduct people with the combo. But Sunlight Manifest doing a really good job. And we've now got the armlet finished up for the Chaos Knight as well. Petrico jumps down towards bot, but it's straight into a 4-second stun. He is gone. He is long gone. And that was... We got some furious pings out from Jezabella saying, what are you doing? On mid, Imber Kostovac, maybe not in trouble. There is a Fiend's Grip ready to go, along with the silence on the puck, but just perhaps suspecting that he's a little bit too tanky. The Brain Sap is pure damage, so it does a lot against the Anti-Mage despite the points in Spell Shield. And Jezabella now just forced to hide down in the trees on bot. Watch this tier 1 tower being taken. There's no fortification available on mid. Imba, now the Fiend's Grip up on him. We've got the Relocate flying in as well. Needs to blink himself away, but immediately gets Nightmared. Is there going to be a silence? 3-second stun up, the Tether stun as well. There's the Reality Rift and Manifest. Wicked sick for him. Really nicely played by the Dire side. And now leading by 5 XP, back to 0, and about a 2,500 gold lead so far. Noob Like You does manage to finish Manifest down on bot, since that's where he was relocating out from. Well, Jezabella manages to finish off Manifest down on bot, but I mean, it's not looking great, and Anti-Mage continues to die, not able to finish his Battle Fury just yet. Pressure being applied on mid lane by the Dire, and Petrico still hasn't been able to make too much happen with this next Flaming Lasso just yet. So, tier 1 tower falls, and that's going to start pushing this gold further and further back towards the Dire side, and I think with that, they're actually even as far as towers are concerned. So while the Anti-Mage does still have great net worth, hasn't been able to progress too much in the last couple of minutes, and I mean, BZ doing exactly what they need to do, applying constant pressure, making full use of the Relocate, and we've even now got a mech finished up for Manifest, so he's doing a really great job. I have to say, the CK Wisp combo is just keeping Hellomoto, I mean, on the ropes, frankly. They group up a little bit right now, and I mean, had they taken full advantage of the advantage that they had earlier on in the game, they could have grouped up this fight. But a Dream Coil out on mid. We've actually got a Blink Dagger finished up for the puck. Petrico now initiated on and still sitting on top of that Dream Coil. Does now manage to get a drag off on Kappa. The Poison Nova flies on the top as well. Luch's going to try and TP himself out, but will drop regardless, and Kappa still standing his ground. Noob Like You in trouble. The Relocate comes in. Kappa able to jaunt himself across, and a double kill for Sunlight. I mean, Imba Kostovac nowhere to be seen, and his team just getting initiated on so aggressively there. Now TP's down towards bot. Imba gonna just be able to blink himself away, but I mean, now a 6-kill lead, and we've got some really aggressive warding going down from Norman Pro as well to keep these Relocate ganks flowing. And I mean, it has been a story of this entire game, keeping these, well, I mean, this ward was down before this tier 1 tower was taken, and just keeping the vision going and letting these Relocates find kills every single time. So Radiant side maybe need to look to go for a smoke and try and punish one of these Relocates, slow the pace on the CK and the Wisp, because at this point in time, they're starting to get, frankly, a little bit out of hand. Looks like Imba does now have his Battle Fury finished up, so that, well, that initial plan sort of now back on track. Gonna be able to farm to his heart's content. And in an ultra late game, in an ultra late game scenario. Sorry about that, guys. Should be fairly good against the CK, who does fall off a little bit in the mid game. Will get strong in the late game, but if Anti-Mage has a BKB, should be fairly difficult for the CK to bring down, just in terms of locking him down. Less so about the damage. If he's fighting the Phantasm head on, he's going to be in trouble. Norman Pro gets hookshot on mid. Well, gets hookshot, and he also gets dragged back by the lasso on mid. We've got a Dream Coil flying out on 2, and Sunlight and Manifest in from the side. One already dead. Jezabella now the target, and a double kill for Kappa. Another really convincing trade for BZ, and I mean, Hellomoto playing really aggressively, but being punished for it at every turn. Got some pings going out saying we probably need to defend this right now. I mean, Noob Like You does now have that first point up in the wall of Replica, and Imba applying pressure down on bot to be able to force at least one TP back, but it's a double damage Chaos Knight, and the Anti-Mage does actually need to be careful here. How long is the stun? It's 4 seconds, holding on to the tether, and the crits from Sunlight, absolutely brutal. Oh my god, that Anti-Mage just did not stand a chance. And Manifest, even with the Relocate, brings Sunlight back. They were looking to punish the Relocate there, but bringing the CK back through, and now Hellomoto go back in aggressively one more time. The wall goes out, but Sunlight just straight into the middle of this fight. Does drop fairly low. Can they finally find this kill? Looks like BZ are going to finally leave him behind. So, nicely done there. We've got a Flaming Lasso ready to go, but Norman Pro, Fiend's Grip online, and Jazabella walks straight past the tower, cops a couple of pot shots there. But with Sunlight dead, this is a fairly good time to go aggressive. Kappa, however, Illusioner in straight up towards top, puts the pressure on. 2k gold up in the bank for him. Sunlight now with the immediate buyback and forcing everybody away. Looks like Clockwork went for the hook shot, not able to connect it on anything, so Sunlight not really going to be able to make too much happen with that buyback, but not even that far behind as far as gold is concerned compared to Imba. And Imba not really deviating too much from a standard item build, just making his way towards his Yasha / Manta style right now. But Manifest in the Sunlight, they're hunting for him. There's 4 moving down towards bottom lane, and Imba still continues to farm. They know where he is. Is he going to be able to blink himself out? The reality of the tether stun connects. It's another 3-second stun. The Spirit's doing work, and Sunlight just able to pop the anti-mage one more time. This CK 10 for 3 for 13. Participated in 23 of the 28 kills so far on the map for the Dire side, and they're just playing 5-man Dota right now, feeling a lot more confident with their position, and the Radiant side frankly reeling a little bit. We haven't seen Petrico be able to make too much with that happen with that Blink Dagger, and Noob Like You hasn't been able to continue the rate of farm that we saw him have at the start of the game, so looking really good for the Dire and just throwing down aggressive ward after aggressive ward after aggressive ward. If you look at their vision right now, they've got better vision of the Radiant jungle than the Radiant do themselves. And we've got the relocate ready to go, so they know where Jezebel is moving. And we'll see if they even need to blow the relocate here. The relocate's going to fly in right on top of the Enchantress. There's the tether stun. There's a 3-second stun on the top. And Norman Pro still wants some action. We'll see if Manifest just drops Sunlight off here. But no, he's just going to head back to whence he came. So Bane and CK still ready to try and find a kill. We've got Kappa and Manifest now applying pressure down on bot. And Radiant side still just trying to farm, but I mean, Anti-Mage is really being stalled. He hasn't been able to get back in gear for a very long time. And Imba now just applying pressure on top, but I mean, BZ have shown that they have the tools to immediately kill him off. And we've got a Hex now being worked towards on the puck as well. Petrico makes his way up towards top, working towards that Force Staff. We've got Sunlight, Liluch, and Norman Pro chasing down towards the bottom lane. And again, they've still got fantastic vision. Niblik, you're trying to stall things a little bit. They do have a fairly defensive ward up, so they can see all the Dire side right now. But we do have... No, there's no relocate up for about 10 seconds, but Sunlight and Manifest just showing how much they care right now, diving all the way back behind the tier 2 tower. And as the creep wave comes in, going immediately for the exchange. Imba did manage to find the tier 2 tower up on top to getting rid of that one and managing to pick up his Blade of Alacrity, but I mean, they're probably going to be forced to defend right now. We've got Norman Pro already sent back. The relocate is ready to go, so if Imba gets too close, he's going to get Fiend Script and he's going to get relocated on. He's going to die. So needing to play really defensively right now. Though it looks like BZ are going to opt to back themselves out at least for a second. They've still got really aggressive wards up so they can see the Enchantress one more time. Now we've got some pings going out right now, but still just a back out from them. You got an Invis rune up on the puck, and I mean, BZ doing the right thing when they're in an advantageous position. Playing 5-man Dota, realizing that Hellomoto can't actually fight them right now. And I mean, it's working out fantastically in their favor. Looks like Sunlight and Manifest going to make their way up towards top just to get this lane pushed out a little bit, prevent the anti-mage split push at least for a little while. But ready to relocate towards mid at a moment's notice, and Kappa probably just itching to initiate right now. And Petrico walks himself out, relying on the Blink Dagger to stay safe, but there is a lot to immediately damage him between the Blink and then the Dream Coil on Kappa, and even just the Rocket Flare on the Clockwork. It does become quite difficult. So we've got some pinks going out, sort of calling Petrico to come back. They've got a wall of Plague Wards now set up for Mighty, so they do have some pretty good stalling techniques right now, but I'm not sure if BZ really care. They can relocate back behind the tower. They see Imba on bot. He does have a TP ready to go, but I'm not sure how afraid they are of him. But Kappa dragged straight back. Oh, but the relocate is coming in. He manages to buy himself a little bit of time. Does go down. Norman Pro now in trouble, but Sunlight trading with the reality of staying on top of the Firefly right now, and Petrico still alive. Sunlight a little bit split up from the Wisp with the Cogs. Reality himself, I believe, into the middle of the Cogs there. Liluch, will he tick down? Not quite. Sunlight double kill for Jezebella, and looks like Kappa came back into this fight with a buyback. Venomous Gale doesn't quite connect. Imba jumping through. Does he still have that Mana Void available? He does not. Norman Pro. Fiend's Grip still ready to go. He's going to turn himself around for a Nightmare. Impetus, long range. Imba still jumping. The Cleave picks up the 1 kill. Now on Sunlight, now on Kapad. The Vacuum. A double kill for the Anti-Mage and a tower in the hands of Hellomoto as well. And as quickly as it turned around on them, they start to turn it back on BZ right now. And finally some nice initiation coming out from Hellomoto. Petrico being able to get the pick off on Kapad. So... and I mean, we even saw a buyback from Norman as well. So 2 buybacks thrown there by the Dire, and both of them just coming in and dying straight away. So a really nice team fight overall. Imba now getting a long way, or getting a lot closer towards his Manta style, and Relocate just about to come off cooldown. They still got some good vision, but Hellomoto still playing pretty defensively for the moment. And Anti-Mage now eclipsing the CK by about 2k net worth. So, doing a good job there. Manifest working his way towards the Heaven's Halberd with the Sanj. A fairly good pickup, though not super reliable against the Anti-Mage. Just really good survivability for him if he does get jumped on. And Norman Pro not doing too badly as far as farm is concerned either. As we saw, the Blade Mail finished up on the Clockwork, and Imba just pushing his way up on top. Just gonna have a very quick pause. Looks like BZ potentially heading into the Roshan pit right now. Just getting some vision set up. We've got actually really aggressive warding as well from Hellomoto. They're still very defensive as far as their own jungle is concerned, but that's a fresh ward, sort of showing the change in pace of the game, or just the change in favor of the game. And also worth noting, I guess, props to the supports on Hellomoto. That's a very opportunistic ward to place. I believe that was placed right after we saw the chase all the way up middle lane, so it's something that supports really need to do. Be opportunistic with your wards. Always be thinking, can I place a ward now? Will it be a valuable ward? As opposed to making expeditions to ward. Because as you can see in this game, there's lots of vision all the way around for both sides. So, I mean, Bane, for example, right now, can't really look to just walk into the Radiant jungle and place a ward down over here. So being an opportunist is a really big deal, and wouldn't be too bad to as well see potentially the Observer wards up on the Wisp, just so we can throw them down to refresh them whenever they relocate on top of an old ward. But it's a fairly minor point. So Petrico now has his Force Staff finished. Some nice initiation there, but they are still dealing with things like Dream Coil and Fiend's Grip, and even just a Reality Urge from the CK, which can stop the initiation. So it's still going to take him sort of getting a BKB up before it's going to be too reliable, and even then, Fast Fingers on the Bane with the Fiend's Grip should be able to hold him in position. In theory, I mean, the initiation from the Batrider is very, very quick. Imba's going to try and pressure on top. We'll see if it's going to be enough to force anybody back. If it does force anybody back, it'll probably just be a TP from the Bane. If he gets a Fiend's Grip off, they'll relocate. They'll relocate onto the Anti-Mage, and then more than likely just kill him off. He's still not that tanky at this point in the game. And Ultimate Orb, which would be some nice HP going his way, just sitting in his stash right now. And we just got TP sounds. I'm trying to avoid them as best I can, since it's a little bit ringy. But where is that TP in fact? Oh, it's on mid. There you go. So, still just waiting around. Noob Like You has actually opted to pick himself up a Vlad, so just stacking as much as they possibly can on the Anti-Mage right now. I mean, there isn't a whole lot of AoE damage on BZ, so don't really need to see a pipe. Venomancer making his way towards an Aghanim Scepter, so it's not necessarily a free win button to Poison Nova, but it does an absurd amount of damage, and it really does add a timer to all of these team fights for the Dire side. They do, of course, have that mech up on the Wisp, and he's fairly tanky. And BZ can't wait. Hopefully they don't have another commitment, because we've still got semis. We've still got the semifinals and the grand finals coming up for this tournament, and it's still anybody's game. It would be a shame to see a game like this have to be finished by. Will have to be finished by one team GGing out. So, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna have an unpause in just a second as Lilich does now. Who reconnected to the game? I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm losing track of things a little bit right now, guys. So we do have the Roshan attempt from the Dire side at the moment, but all the Radiant moving into position to try and stall this. Imba just walking and blinking his way down. No TP up on him. We've got some pings going out from Jazabella saying, you gotta be down here right now. Roshan is already very, very low, and it might just be initiation here from the Dire side. Imba's gonna come in from the side, but Sunlight already with the Aegis up. And out they come. They do have a relocate ready to go if they just want to try and cut off the avenue of escape. But looks like Imba going to do a reasonable job of drawing the attention his way, at least for a second. So it's 6 minutes of Aegis for the Dire side, and boy do they know it. And I guess knowing that they have a bit of a timer on this game sort of explains a little bit the really aggressive play that they have been going for. It has been working out fantastically for them. They've got an Aegis and a BKB now up on the Chaos Knight, so he is absolutely terrifying right now. And even goes into the pit to pick up his discarded magic wand. But we've definitely got, well, it's definitely going to be the Radiant on the back foot and trying to stall this, I think. Especially if they think that there's, if there is a timer running for BZ right now. So looking for this initiation, Kappa off to the side. I'll bring up buyback status since it looks like we're just about to have a fight break out. Jazabel, the only one with buyback ready to go at the moment. So it is a 6v5 fight with Sunlight having that Aegis. So Imba just scouting a little bit with the illusions. Not really going to be able to put any pressure on lanes to try and force this fight away from mid. They do have some pretty good stall tactics within the Darkseer and the Venomancer right now, and just finding an anti-mage illusion there, wiping it out. But up on the high ground, looking for initiation. Who's going to be jumped on first? And they immediately find Imba. Hookshot as well for the stun. 70 seconds until the anti-mage is going to be up. Petrico now trying to escape with the BKB Sunlight, looking for more kills. Mighty almost dead already. They do get the drag back onto Sunlight, up onto the high ground, doing some good damage so far. Manifest long-range tether, tries to pop the mech to keep him alive. The Fiend Script goes out. Sunlight still alive, still has that Aegis. Poison Nova pops from Mighty. The Dreamco goes out, however, from Kappa. He's dropping low. He's got the phase shift ready to go. Does now jump in there right now. Jezebel walks his straight into the tether. Now killed off in just one more slap from the CK's axe. The wall stalling BZ a little bit, but 4 dead on the side of the Radiant, and only the Aegis removed for the Dire side right now. So Phantasm's gonna pop, and yeah, Phantasm pops, and now just heading straight up onto the high ground. No buyback available. 30 seconds until any sort of defense, any semblance of defense for the Radiant side. And Petrico just gonna have to try and spam as best he can to slow this one down, but I think it might be a Raxing here. The Phantasm Illusions will be despawning in just a second, so a lot of the damage almost down there. Lilich with the attempt at hookshot. They're not connecting on anything. Manifest really should be using overcharge a little bit here. Petrico in trouble. 4 seconds stun. Easily picked off. Now making their way over to the melee barracks. Mighty the only one alive, trying to stall a little bit with the play boards, but not able to do too much. And the Sun game. But sorry, I don't know what my internet connection is doing. I called my ISP today to try and resolve issues with my VoIP phone. And as we get back into the game, a very different picture awaits us. So sorry about that, guys. Not exactly sure what happened. So it looks like Sunlight did die. Hellomoto managed to get a punish as they ran away, and Clockwork still in trouble. Nice cogs from him. Just still trying to make his escape. But Petrico with the blink. Couple more stacks of Sticky. Blade Mail pops. And Clockwork a defiant last stand, but I don't think he's going anywhere right now. Yeah, 6 stacks of Sticky Napalm. Pretty much a death sentence, so we'll go down. Haste Rune waiting here as well. Petrico's got a bottle, so able to get a little bit of mana. And he's also got a Flaming Lasso ready to go, so the maximum abduction, Bat Rider. He throws some pings out, but nobody's really in a position to do anything about the Wisp, so it looks like Manifest is going to be fine. It's a 2-kill lead at the moment for the Dire. They're still up a Rax, though a 5k XP swing, and about a 5k XP swing in favor of Hellomoto, and a 2,500 gold lead for BZ. And the relocate considered, it's going to head up towards top. They get the tether stun, they get a 3-second stun on Imba, and the anti-mage dies. One more time, Puck now with the Scythe of Ice finished up as well, and just more and more tools coming online for BZ right now. So Again, sorry about that disconnect, guys. This is the first week where I've had any issues, and unfortunately it had to be my last week, so I guess a bit of bad luck there. Sorry about that one. Kappa gonna apply some pressure on bot. I mean, Imba, the problem for him right now is with 1 racks down. It's a lot more difficult for him to try and go for split pushes and things like that, since there's always going to be a push in one lane for the Dire side, and then there's pretty much, I mean, he can only really pressure the other lane, so it's really straightforward where he's going to be. There is still a tier 2 tower up on top, so a little bit less likely that BZ are going to choose that route, and they are just straight pushing down mid right now. Anti-Mage is still dead for 35 seconds, so they might be able to make something happen. And Norman Pro just walking his way across right now. Roshan, since I didn't see it, well, since I disconnected, I can't tell you how far away it is, so sorry about that one, guys. Though I suspect it is still a couple of minutes away. And some pings go out, and we've got a huge hookshot in, but doesn't actually connect on anything, nothing but creeps there. Scale flies, but just harassing everybody back right now. Imba will be back in just a second, and thanks 4 minutes to Roshan from the admin. Yeah, it's disconnect, really unfortunate. Kappa pressuring down on bot, he's got the Hex ready to go, so he can initiate pretty much with impunity, but Petrico wants to go as well, the blink away. Now the Reality is back in, Petrico 3 seconds down up on him, immediately bursted down, 4-man Dreamcoil, Mighty in trouble, the fan doesn't pop, CK is here, he's angry, he's BKB'd, and now Noob Like You dragged back into the fight, just being wailed on, 3 seconds stun there. Sunlight is tanking the tower a little bit, but he's got some wand charges. Imba going to work, but now stunned up, will drop, triple kill for the Chaos Knight, and Norman Pro, Fiend's Grip up on the Enchantress. That's going to be a 5-0 wipe with an Ultra Kill in Sunlight's hands. That's going to be a second Raxing here, no buybacks at all for the Radiant. I think that's pretty much going to be it, and Hellomoto, I guess right now trying to figure out where it all went wrong. They had such a great start to the game, but then just started to get picked to pieces by the CK and the Wisp. Taking fights, well, 4v5, and as soon as they lost that one fight on mid, pretty much the first time around, the Dire got all of those levels back that they were really missing, and we are now going to have the GG coming out from Hellomoto. So BZ, they're going to advance. Hopefully they don't have any other further commitments, since they're going to be in our semifinals, which are going to be coming up soon. Again, the whole tournament is played out in one day, so we've got our best of 1 semifinals coming up for you guys shortly, hopefully, and then the best of 3 grand finals as well. So thanks for everyone for tuning in. This has been the Adrates TT Esports Dota 2 Weekly. This is our 4th week of this competition. I've been Baseskip. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Sorry about the disconnect. If you guys have any feedback for me as far as my casting goes, leave me a message in chat or send me an email at baseskipdota@gmail.com. But yeah, that's going to be it for this game. Nightmare buying Manifest a little bit of time, and looks like relocate. We'll be able to send them back to the relative safety of still inside the Radiant base. But Ancient's going to drop in a second, and that's going to be it for this game. We'll be back with our semifinals quite soon, and I hope to see you guys for that as well. Sorry about some of the issues with what's been going on this evening.